Shalawam.
Shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High. Kale Habashim Shah. Excuse us for our delay. Gonna get right into it. Lord willing, y'all are having or had a beautiful Sabbath for the Spirit. Shabbat Shalawam.
Shabbat Shalawam.
We're gonna be doing, as you says, the title, letting go of the spirit of control. So the foundation of precept, and then we'll start. Don't got too many precepts. You're just gonna get right to it. Nitty gritty. First Peter 4:11.
It reads, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, if any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth, that God in all things may be glorified through Yahushua HaMashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. All praises. So I want to speak the oracles of the Most High, and everything we do and say, I want to glorify the Most High because it is only His ability to able to do anything. So all praise to the Most High. I was listening to a video, and it has said the things we worry about them because I'm trying to remember. It said the things that it was like a little push motivation video, but it was really good. Sorry, y'all. But I think he's saying the things that we worry about, we worry about them because we don't know how things are gonna how things are gonna turn out. We don't know how the outcome will be. We don't know what things will look like. So really worrying about things is a control issue. I was like, that's good. So I've realized in my own journey recently, sometimes that spirit of control can try to come, just trying to, and sometimes it may not look as plain, you know what I mean? So that's why we get to self-examine and, praise to the Most High when we notice things, spirits hopping on us, praise to the Most High, and find ourselves worrying because sometimes you're just trying to control things the Most High never told you to control. Just vibe out and just trust the process. So, yeah, because the Most High, He never called us to plan our own life and determine outcomes. We're able to have goals and have a planned amount of things we may want to do, but ultimately, everything is Lord willing. So, James 4:15. For that you ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. But now you rejoice in your boastings. All such rejoicing is evil. So we ought to say, if the Lord will, we shall live and do this or that. If the Lord will, this will happen. If the Lord will, I want to save up and buy this car. If the Lord will, I want to save up and move. If the Lord will, I want to be consistent in this one and working out. If the Lord will, if it's His will. Right. If it's His will, because if it be of God, it cannot be overthrown. Let's get there.
Trying to go off your own will, have you bugged out.
Fact.
Stressed.
Yep. Acts 5:39.
It reads, but if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against God.
Right. So if it's of the Most High, you can't overthrow it. Now I highly recommend you read this entire chapter. Read the whole book of Acts. Boy, Acts. Literally heat, pressure. But if it's of the Most High, you cannot overthrow it. So if it's His will, it's gonna happen, whether you like it or whether you don't like it.
Right.
So we just have to learn to, and that's what this lesson is gonna be about. We gotta learn to surrender to the Most High's will and plan for your life, even if it's different than how we plan, because it was never supposed to be what we planned, what we wanted, how our life was supposed to look. It was all His will, His plan, what He wants for our life. Because we have to remember, me and the sister were just talking about this. We're the clay, He's the potter. Mm-hmm. And so when you think about when you're like in pottery class, whatever the case may be, the person that's, I guess you call the potter that's working on the clay, the masterpiece, it's shaping it and making it look how it wants it to look. Right. They go in there, they got a vision in mind of how they want the art piece to look, and they're going to do what they see fit to get that vision that they saw fit. When the vision that they had when they walked through the door, even before that, they might have been doodling and trying to and writing on their sketchbook or whatever, writing out that vision of how they wanted at their masterpiece, their pottery, that clay to look like. Exactly. Most High, He already knows what He wants for us, so He's going to do what He sees fit for our life. And we have to be okay with that and surrender to that. But a lot of times we want things done our way, and the world pushes that. Yeah. You are in control of your life. You have power over your life. And of course, they got that manifestation. Of course, we know the tongue is powerful. Right. The things we say can happen. There's life and death in the tongue. Ultimately, everything is of the Lord. So there's not really too much we can do. There's not really too much we have so-called control over, because everything is He, and what He ordains, what He allows, what He doesn't allow. The most powerful is the show. We have to remember that. And sometimes you can find yourself being proud and not even know it when you think you run the show and you don't. So,
I got you. And this is the Most High's program. This is the Most High's program, and slacking. Program and stuck in low. Sorry, roll the baby out the camera. But this is the Most High's program, and happy Sabbath. We really put more on ourselves, especially as women. We hold a lot of stuff in, and we try to make things happen, make things shake, and that just wasn't what the Most High called us to do. We were called to fear the Most High and keep the commandments and have faith in the Most High. And ultimately, when I think of that spirit of control, I think of a lack of faith. Really just a lack of faith, because if you fully wholeheartedly trusted in the Most High, you should be able to relinquish that control to the Most High. You should be able to freely give those burdens to the Most High. Whatever is on your heart, whether it be a job, or it be a situation, or art, or whatever the case may be, or just the trajectory of your life in general, you want to have faith and trust in the Most High, knowing that His will is perfect. Of course, Jeremiah 29:11, He got that perfect end for us, Most High willing. That's a burden lifted off your shoulder immediately. And a lot of the times, I'm so sorry.
Keep letting the spirit go.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But, you really just want to make sure that, you're having that faith. And let me get, okay. Sorry. I never did the tab one. Okay. I'm going to get the fruits of the Spirit, because I feel like control is not one of the fruits of the Spirit. And if we want to be moving in the Spirit, we got to always reference the fruits of the Spirit. So let's get Galatians 5:22. It reads, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law." And I feel like when it comes to the spirit of control, it's hitting a lot of these that you're opposing. Because when you're trying to control everything, you lack in peace. Because if it don't go the way that you wanted it to go, or how you thought it should go, and now you're out the spirit, you're like, dang, why did this happen? Well, let me try to fix and do this and problem solve, when the Most High didn't call you to do that. You're taking your own peace away. And then with faith, you're not trusting in the Most High's plan. Like, yes, it looks chaotic right now, or yes, it doesn't look like how I thought it would, but you know what? I need to have faith anyways. And that's something that we got to practice day by day. Obviously, easier said than done, but that this walk is it's a faith walk. It's a temperance walk. Having that self-control, having that control over your spirit, to feel yourself trying to control the situation and being like, you know what, Lord, just like my sister was saying, surrender it to the Most High. Surrender it to the Most High. That's having that temperance. Like, you know what? I feel myself getting to that controlling spirit, controlling demon. Let me pray, fast this off. Let me give this back to the Most High. Look, I know I don't have control over anything. I can only control what I can control. But can I yield?
Yeah, it also is not meek either, because meekness is it's not the ultimate being meek it's being humble. You're not humbling yourself before the Lord when you're trying to control and run the show. And it's not joy either, because you're stressed out, you're anxious, you're worried. So it's just, when you're in control, you're not operating in the spirit how you should, because ultimately when you're trying to control things, you're not giving in to the Most High. You're stressed. So this thing kind of confusing me too. Can you get Proverbs 16:1?
Yes.
Actually, my bad. Can you get the definition of surrender? That's what I need to get. So to surrender is give up or hand over a person, right, or possession, typically on compulsion or demand.
Mhm.
I like that. It also means seize resistance to an enemy or opponent and submit to their authority. So ultimately, we want to submit to the Most High's authority. We want to give up and hand over these burdens that He never called us to carry. Give up and hand over trying to control the outcome. Give up and hand over worry and all these things. Give up.
Yeah.
Just give up. Hand it all over to the Lord
Give it
because
up.
He's in control. He give Proverbs 16:1.
Uh,
It reads, the preparations of the heart and man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So everything, the Lord, He has the last say so. And in another translation in GNT, this is what Proverbs 16:1 says. I'm going to pull it up real quick. It says in GNT, we may make our plans, but God has the last word. So you can have an idea and try to plan your life out. You might have a deadline again, a goal you want to reach, if you want to move, you want to save, you want to lose weight. You can do all those things. But ultimately, the Lord, He can have anything happen to throw that all off.
Yeah.
You might have thought you was on a weight loss journey and boom, you find out you're pregnant. You might have thought you was about to try to save and do this, and boom, you got to pull out a fat thing out of your emergency savings.
Yeah.
The Lord, He can do anything.
Yeah.
He can do what He wants to do. And ultimately, that's the best thing for us, even if we don't understand it or see it at the moment. That's what we got to learn.
Yeah.
The Most High, He got that perfect expected end for us.
Right.
So we may make our own plans, but He has the last say so. So ultimately, we want to be praying this, Luke 22:42. Saying, Father, if thou be willing, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. So there may be some things you go through in your walk in life. Lord, please, I don't want to deal with this. Please, Lord, why me? That's what Christ is saying. We can only imagine the things Christ went through for us. He said, Lord, please take this cup from me. But you know what? Not my will, but yours. Let it be done. So this is what we want to ultimately praying, that the Most High's will be done, because the Most High's will is perfect. His will is perfect for our lives, even if we can't see it at the moment. His will is perfect. So we want to make sure we're including this in our prayer life. And we're also remembering that surrendering to the Most High is not always easy, but it requires trust, and it gives you peace, because worrying about what will happen, if this will work, what will be the outcome, those are anxious thoughts and burdens the Most High never called us to carry. So if you go to Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. The Lord wants to give you that expected end. He has thoughts of peace, not evil. So you got to trust that. Something that I've realized lately, it don't matter what happens, to be honest.
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter. I'm done. Me and my husband, we wrote out a list of things we were letting go and giving to the Most High like 2 weeks ago. And we just gave it to the Lord. Because I'm done trying to control the outcome. I'm done worrying about how this will happen, if this will happen. I'm done. Because it's stressful. It doesn't do anything for me. It's not peaceful. And it honestly doesn't matter what happens, because you know what? One thing I trust and believe, it's going to happen perfectly just how it's supposed to be. Why? Because the Most High is in control. Why? Because He has that expected end. Why? Because all things work together for the good of those that love God. Romans 8:28. So I don't need the stress. I don't need to worry. I don't need to worry about anything. How anything going to happen. What this going to look like. If this going to get worked out. No, I'm not going to worry about it. You know why? Because we serve a great God. It's not about me. It's about Him. It's about the God we serve and what He can do and the miracles He can work. I believe in miracles. Okay? They all in the Bible. Okay. So keep that in mind, y'all. Sisters, it don't matter. It may look rough right now, but it don't matter. That expected end, He got that for you. You got to trust that even if things may not look how you want it or how you plan, His will is perfect for your life, and He has the best thing for you. You may not see it, you may not understand it, but later you will understand when you grow why you had to go through that, and why you needed to go through that. Because like John 13:7 said, Christ said, what I do, thou knowest not now, but thou shalt know hereafter. And we can't understand the mind of the Lord. That's Judith 8:14. So the Most High, He's not always going to reveal things. We're not always going to understand what He's doing, but we trust what He's doing. We trust that the things that He's working within us in our life is going to work together, and He's going to get the glory of it. And it's going to be the best thing for us. So can you get Isaiah 26:3? Salem, stop. Oh my God. Goodbye.
The baby done got kicked out. Now y'all knew what I wanted. goodness. Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee.
Yep. So ultimately, the Most High, He will keep us in that perfect peace. He's only going to keep us in perfect peace if our mind is stayed upon Him. So, when you're worrying about, this will work out, I need this bill paid, I got more kids on the way, I'm trying to get this job, my career, anything. When you're worrying about those things, your mind is not focused on the Most High. So you're not at peace. You're worrying about how things are going to turn up in your life. That's not peaceful. That's anxiety. So keep your mind on Him. You will have peace. You said, why will you have peace? Because you trust in Him.
Mm-hmm.
You trust in Him.
Right.
So letting go and surrendering to the Most High, letting go of things you can't control, it gives you a different type of peace, because you know what it's like. I don't have to worry about this.
Right.
I don't have to worry about this because I trust Him. I give it to Him. It feels like like she was saying, it feels like a burden lifted off your shoulders. Like, ugh. Because He never called you to carry those things. You go to Matthew 29:11 real quick. Mm-hmm. He never called you to carry those things. Oh, I think it's Matthew 11:29.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. What is going on?
I think it's Matthew 11:29. Because that's not in Matthew 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely my precept.
It was?
No, but it's good.
Sorry.
I need to apologize. Spirit man.
Take my yoke upon you. Come unto me, all that are laboring heavy laden, I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your soul. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Come unto the Most High, come unto Christ, come unto the Most High in His Son, and give all those burdens to Him. He will give us rest. He will give us rest. Don't carry things He never called you to carry. That'd be the problem, because you ain't the author of your life. You ain't the potter. You the clay. Right. You're trying to walk in a role you ain't even supposed to be walking in.
Stay in your place.
Exactly. Stay in your lane. He's the Father. He's the God. He's the Almighty. He's the beginning and the end. He's the Omega. He all of that. He omnipotent. I said that right?
Yep.
He's everything. Look at me pronouncing words. All right. But He's all of that. You're doing things that He does, and that's why you're all out of whack. You're supposed to be the servant. You're supposed to be submitting, surrendering, following, and trusting. That's it. Right. You ain't supposed to be making all these plans, stressing about this. That's not your job. That's why you feel so overburdened, because you're doing things you're not supposed to be doing. Trust Him, give it to Him, and just relax. Go with the flow. Right. It's easier said than done. I'm telling y'all, bro. I've been journaling my butt off. Now, granted, a few of these pages might be some studies, maybe like 10 pages max at that, if that. But most of these are journaling sections. Why? Because Lord, help me. Help me. Yeah. I'm letting it go. Okay. I'm not carrying things you didn't tell me to carry. Pour it out. Give it to Him. So yeah, Philippians 4:6-8, please. What'd you say?
Sorry. I was saying that just reminded me of Sweet Magnolias.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
Oh.
I was just saying that reminded me of Sweet Magnolias. It's a show we used to watch.
That show trash now.
Remember when we had the margarita night? Pour it out.
Oh, yes!
Don't mind me.
Oh,
yes. Sidebar. Pecan, and I just want to
finish that show.
He should. It's one right.
Yeah.
We're finishing the stuff that we start.
Okay.
No folly though. But real quick, I just want to say this real quick. If you notice, like, people in the world, like, even like those people that be like real go-getter, they're like they gotta make this happen. All they focus is on this one thing. Those people be stressed. They don't have peace in their lives, and stress kills. Having that spirit of control is salvational, because when you look at people in the world, they don't have that light, easy yoke of Yahweh Shai. They're heavy laden, but it might not seem or appear to be that way to the outward, but Lord only knows the thoughts and the things that they struggle with, because they're not giving their trust into the Most High. They're not submitting to the Most High and His will. And we, knowing that, we're the Israelites, we got to keep commandments, we got to keep faith in Yahweh Shai, we got to really apply these principles to our lives and ultimately, 2 Corinthians 13:5, we got to examine ourselves, because you might be operating in the spirit of, you got to control everything and not even know it. It might be something that you struggle with in the world, and you done brought it into this truth unknowingly or knowingly. And we got to purge that out before Lord forbid, the Lord be like, you know what? She doesn't trust in me. She's stressed about everything. She thinks that this is her program. I'm done. I'm wipe my hands because Lord has mercy on. He has mercy on. But we gotta really just come to terms with, okay, this is the Most High's program. I'm just a little piece in the puzzle. I just need to focus on what I can focus on. Everything else that's out of my control, I give it unto Him, and that's it. That's it. Because the Most High, His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways, and we gotta truly believe that. We can't just read the precept and be like, okay, well, yeah, his thoughts are not our thoughts. No, you gotta really apply it to everyday life. Like, okay, this is not what I thought my life was gonna be like. I didn't think that I would ever be in this situation. I didn't think that I would ever have to be doing X, Y, Z. But I know that the Most High is perfect. His will is perfect, and if He sees me fit to go through it, then all praise to the Most High, regardless. I just need to be obedient unto Him and His will, and I know He'll take care of me. And you gotta truly believe, and that goes back to the fruits of the Spirit, having faith. You gotta believe it though, because if you don't believe it, then you can be like, no, this ain't for me. This is not supposed to be happening to me. I know I'm gonna do this, this, and this to change my predicament, change my situation. But I'll yield right there. Because I know you're about to get a precept. Go ahead.
You good. Let the Spirit do what it do, man. But yeah, Philippians 4:6, please. I'll read it.
Let's hope it pulls up this time. Okay.
Yes. Be careful. You can scroll down. We're just gonna read through 8 too. Yep. Perfect. Yeah. 6-8. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving let your request be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Yahweh Shai. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. So, be careful for nothing. What does it mean to be careful for nothing? What does that mean? What does that mean? I feel like it means like.
I ain't want me to look it up.
Yeah, look it up. But I feel like, please. But I feel like it means like endlessly. Like, don't let like. I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Means do not be anxious or worried about anything, but instead bring all concerns, not just some, all concerns to God through prayer and thanksgiving.
Oh, is it touchscreen?
Mm-hmm.
It says to be careful for nothing is not a suggestion, but a command rooted in faith. It emphasizes that worry and faith cannot coexist. When a believer worries, it implies a lack of trust in God's ability to provide and protect. Instead of fretting, Christians are called to present their concerns to God through prayer, expressing gratitude for His past faithfulness and trusting Him with the outcome. It's beautiful. Because you got to remember, you go to Psalms 1:5 real quick. You got to remember all the things the Lord has done for you. You got to recall those things to remembrance. Can you do 1 of 5?
Oh, I thought you said 1 and 5. My bad. Uh-oh.
Thank you so much. Okay, Psalms 105. Is it this one? It says something like bring His things to remembrance. We can get verse 5, but I feel like I'm thinking something else. Hold on, check real quick. I guess it was verse 5. Okay. Remember His marvelous works that He have done, His wonders in the judgment of His mouth. So remember His marvelous works that He have done for you in your life. I think it's a precept in Samuel too. I think it's 1 Samuel 12 or 1 Samuel 24, one of those. But saying like, basically recall the works that the Most High has done. Remember He have done for you. Remember the things the Most High have done for you. Remember those things and call those things to remembrance, because if He's worked miracles already in your life, if He's done those things before, He can do them again.
Right.
You can go to Matthew 16:7. No, also how it says worry and faith cannot coexist. That's why I think it's in James when it say no, what's that something about he that lack of faith. He that lack of faith. Let me get it. And also Hebrews 11, it tells us it's impossible to please God without faith. So it says James 1:6, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think he shall receive anything of the Lord. So faith and worry, it does not coexist. You can't have both at the same time. You either have one or the other. So if we say we believe of Christ, we believe in the Most High, we believe in His Word. You can't if you lack in faith. I mean, yeah, if you lack in faith, you worry, you can't. It's impossible. So, I also want to get Hebrews 11. Let me keep this on the screen. I'm sorry, y'all. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith, it is impossible to please Him. For he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. It's impossible to please the Most High without faith. It's impossible. I'm gonna wrap it up and just get 2 more precepts. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit unto his stature? So, what does worrying profit you? How does that add anything to your substance? How does that make you better as a woman? How does that make you a better servant of the Most High? How does that make you a better daughter? How does that make you a better wife, a better mother? What does worrying, taking thought of things that are not in your control, taking thought of the morrow? Because this chapter right here towards the end is talking about taking thought for the morrow. How to taking thought of these things add anything to you? It doesn't. So don't give yourself unto those unprofitable things that does not help your growth. The Most High has plans to give us an expected end, so there's no need to worry about what will happen and if it'll work out or not, because His will is perfect, regardless of what happens in our life. So give the Most High your worries, keep your mind on Him, and find peace in knowing that the Most High wants what's best for you, and that all things will work together for your good. So Romans 8:28. It reads, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to His purpose. So all things work together for good of those that love Him. And you know what, John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. So those that loving the Most High by keeping His commandments, all things will work together for your good. They will all come together and work out in your favor. You got to believe that, though. So that's all I had. Y'all, did you have anything else?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to pull up this screenshot really quickly. I saw this on Ishan's Burgundy Instagram, and I thought it was amazing. It says, worry is rehearsing a future where the Creator doesn't come through. Worry is rehearsing a future where the Creator doesn't come through. I'm going to let that sit with y'all, but all praise to the Most High.
Deep.
Thank you.
Of course. I'll praise the Most High, man. Let me get this in James 4 real quick. This is James chapter 4 and verse 7. It reads, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. 2 parts to this. You want to submit yourself. Get up. 1 second. We want to submit ourselves to the Most High. We want to submit ourselves to the Most High. And again, that looks like surrendering all these ideas, plans that might be in your mind, but the Most High might have other plans. You got to submit yourself to the Most High. You got to submit that situation to the Most High. You got to be able and willing to lose things, gain things that you never really expected. But ultimately, it's just, again, like we've been saying the whole time, trusting in the Most High and having faith through it all. And the second part, resist the devil. Because the devil, Satan, he wants you to be stressed, anxious, worrying, trying to figure out, okay, what's the next move? Oh, okay, well, dang, this is going on. Let me see how I can try to fix this. Or even in like an aspect of your marriage. You're trying to make your husband do X, Y, Z. He's not doing it the way you like it, or he's not doing something that you approve of, whatever the case may be. You got to submit to the Most High. You got to give that to the Most High. You cannot control a man, a sister. You can't control nobody but yourself. And that, again, just comes with releasing that burden, praying to the Most High, being careful for nothing, and Once you resist the devil, he will flee from you. And be like, you know what? I'm not going to try to control the situation. I'm not going to try to do it. I'm not going to stress myself out, steal my own peace by trying to do all this stuff. No, I'm not going to do it. And that's got to be a conscious decision that you decide to make every day, because Satan is going to try you every day to get you to try to control the outcome, but that's not the Lord. And get the precept. Because we already got Matthew 11. Let me get Matthew 26. Oops. Oopsies. Let's get verse 39. Oh, my nose ring. Okay. It keeps every time. Every time you have something to say. This is Matthew 26 and verse. Oh wait. We already pulled that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, 41. It reads. Matthew 26 to 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So our spirit, we want to have that peace. We want to not be stressed out. We don't want to be anxious. We don't want to be losing our minds over certain situations that we may go through, or thinking about the future and trying to predict the outcome, and oh, how is this going to work, and oh, well, I don't have the money for this, but I need this to happen, and oh, I need this type of whatever that is. We got to watch and pray always, daily. Pray without ceasing, that we don't enter into temptation to try to control the situation, to be tempted to not trust in the Most High and His plan for us. So that's temptation. You know, temptation isn't always, oh, okay, I'm tempted to, oh gosh, hair at the pillow. You know, temptation is not always, okay, well, you just tempted to go smoke weed, or, you know, commit adultery, or, you know, something like that. It's also, as well, trying to control the situation, lacking faith, not trusting in the Most High. Oh man.
Goodness gracious.
But, you know, again, the flesh is weak. You know, the flesh wants to, you know, find comfort in, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I know the outcome. I'm going to do this, and this is going to happen. That's what the flesh wants. But that's not real life. And the quicker that we accept that, the better off we'll be. The more peace we'll have in our spirit, knowing that, okay, this is the Most High's will. You know, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do what he tells me to do, what he puts in my spirit to do, and I'm going to trust him with the outcome, regardless. That's faith. That's truly applying that faith. But let me get this last precept, and we can close out. I quoted it earlier, but this is 2 Corinthians 13:5. It reads, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? How that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So, pulling to say, we don't want to be delusional. You know, we want to seriously sit down and examine, self-reflect. You want to meditate and really just sit back and look at your actions overall. Sometimes you got to kind of just zoom out on your life. You know, sometimes we be so caught up in the day-to-day, you know, the hustle, the bustle, and we're so zoomed in and we're so locked into what's going on in the present that we don't have that moment to ourselves to really just sit back, zoom out, look at our lives in a whole, look at our day-to-day, our week-to-week, and see, where am I going off at? Am I in the faith? Am I keeping the faith? And truly knowing yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know you're moving the spirit of control, Lord forbid, but it's very possible that spirit of trying to be in control, having to be in control, can overtake you. And it can reflect in your day-to-day. It can reflect in your marriage. It can reflect in your friendships. It's something we got to sit back and examine. Am I trying to control other people? But you're not the Lord. You're not the Lord. You're not here to control other people. You know,
that's a good point. Because
go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say, you know, because control, it don't always look like, you know, trying to control the situation too. But like you said, sometimes you can try to control other people.
Yeah,
you can control other people. And I realize sometimes I do that with my husband, meaning like she was saying, you want things done a certain way.
Yeah.
For example, we were putting things in the car, and we were about to put things in the car. I was gonna do it because I wanted it done a certain way, but Most High put in my spirit, and I literally was thinking, I was like, but you're trying to be controlling though. So So if you know you need help and you know that your husband can put things in the car, let him do it.
Right.
He know how to do it. Let go. And I just thought that was a way of me to take a step back and let go of the spirit of control. Like, you know what? I don't have to control. Hey, put it right here. Do it like that. Do it. That's not. I ain't gotta do that because nobody want to hear that.
Right.
He know how to do it. So I just thought that was a way for me to like, because I know myself. Like Scripture say, examine yourselves, but begin to pray, prove your own self, know you not your own self. I know myself, and I know that there's things I like done a certain way, and if I like it done a certain way, I'm not even going to ask for help because I don't want you messing it up.
Right.
But I was like, you know what? Let me not control this outcome. Let me not be in control of trying to do everything on my own, and let me ask for help when I know I need help. So I asked him if he could put things in the car for me. My man did good. Like, period. He had it all organized and neat. I said, see that?
Come on, brother.
See that? All praise the Most High. So it's small stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, man. All praise the Most High. Yeah, definitely want to make sure that we are mindful of that spirit of control. Oh, sorry.
It's in your email.
Oh, Charlie, you want to? I don't know how to do that.
It's okay. Where's the email?
Right.
Come out fresh.
Because while she's pulling this up, I did want to say really quick. I think I seen, it's like very faint in my memory, but I remember seeing it. I seen a video where it was basically like it was a skit. It was a skit where husband and this wife, like a skit based on, okay, the woman was the wife. She was telling her husband, okay, no, do it like this, or you need to do this and this, you need to do that and that. And it was basically just to wrap it up. She was like, at the end, you don't want to always just be nitpicking everybody, whether it's your husband or anybody, friends, your mama, whoever, because we don't just only gotta be, a spouse thing. But if you're always nitpicking, you're stealing your piece and the other person's piece. Like, if you want help, you don't get to choose. I think that's what they were saying. If you want help or you want people to do certain things, you don't always get to choose what that looks like.
Yeah.
So just be grateful and appreciative of what they're doing, because they didn't have to help you. They didn't have to do it.
That's right.
That's right. But yeah, I thought that was just something I had to think about too. Nobody wants to deal with that. You want to help, now you can plan.
Yep. And I was like that postpartum when I had my second daughter. My husband was trying to help, and I just wanted things a certain way, and I was just nagging, and I didn't even realize it. I thought it was justified at that time, but looking back, it wasn't, because he was doing his best, and there's a lot on him too. And I shouldn't have been nagging him, do it like this, do it like that, because that can also make people feel like I can't do nothing right. You're always saying something.
Right.
And so I definitely made my husband feel that way. And so we just want to make sure that we are examining ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my gosh, was I just seeing all that on the screen?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
okay.
not yet.
I'm going to read something really quick. I highly recommend sisters to subscribe to this sister's blog, her information. Dear fellow daughter, Sister Yawana. Y'all have the same name. But this is called Release and Control. It's a 7-page PDF. It's a really quick read. I'm just going to read one of the last ones. It says, so I invite you, sis, to let your guard down with our heavenly Abba. You don't have to protect yourself from him. He is working everything out for your good as you show your love through repentance. We've come such a long way from where we once were. Let's honor that growth by remembering he brought us here, and allow that truth to lead us into deeper trust. We don't have to control outcomes. We only have to guard our hearts and produce good fruit. So when the urge to control rises up, that temperance, pause, pray, make supplication, ask our Father to help you release that desire. He sees you in your effort. He sees how much you've changed. We're being called to a deeper level of trust and faith. Sis, we've got this. And that's so true, because ultimately releasing that spirit of control, it requires trust and faith, a deep one. So Lord, when this is edifying, y'all, please forget the crying babies and all that. But y'all,
we're mothers.
Right, mothers, you got to understand, give us grace. But Lord, when this is edifying, we love sisters, our person Most High. Shalom.
We love y'all. Shalom. Be back in 2 weeks, Most High willing. All praise the Most High. Call Yahweh Shem Shai.